are listening to Herald News on DSG Radio. Leading the news, shaping tomorrow. In every generation, there emerges a political figure whose influence stretches beyond the ballot box. A man who doesn't just play politics, but writes the rules of the game. In Nigeria's Fourth Republic, that man is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Some call him the strategist, others the Godfather. But love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable. Tinubu's political style has changed Nigeria's democratic landscape forever. Today on Herald News, we ask, what can Nigerians truly learn, both good and bad, from the political playbook of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Let's dive in. Let's start with the good side, because whether you agree with his politics or not, Tinubu's genius lies in strategy, foresight, and structure. He didn't stumble into power, he built it. In 1999, while others celebrated the return to democracy, Tinubu was already building an empire of influence in Lagos, brick by brick. He understood something most Nigerian politicians never grasped, that power is not just won during elections, it is sustained between elections. Tinubu built a loyal network across Nigeria, not by accident, but by design. He empowered younger politicians, groomed them for leadership, and placed them strategically from local councils to national offices. That is not luck. That is legacy planning. In political science, we call it succession architecture. In Nigerian street language, we call it political science. When Lagos became his base, he didn't just govern, he turned the state into a model for political resilience. Revenue grew, infrastructure expanded, governance structures were tightened, and now critics may question motives, but the results were visible. Lagos became Nigeria's most financially autonomous state, a model of fiscal discipline and tax innovation. That's a lesson every Nigerian leader should learn. Build systems, not slogans. Tinubu's second strength is in coalition building. While most politicians isolate themselves, Tinubu united unlikely allies. From Southwest progressives to Northern conservatives, he mastered the art of political arithmetic, bringing people who didn't even like each other to fight for the same goal. In 2015, that arithmetic delivered a political earthquake, the fall of a 16-year-old ruling party, PDP. That victory didn't happen on election day. It was born years earlier in the meetings, negotiations, and midnight strategy sessions Tinubu orchestrated. So yes, Nigerians must learn from his discipline, his long-term vision, and his investment in people and systems. Because true political power is not seized. It is built patiently, piece by piece. Let's be honest. Every strength has its shadow, and every genius, no matter how great, carries flaws that history won't forget. Tinubu's political style, while effective, also exposes the deep cracks in Nigeria's democracy. The first bad lesson is the danger of Godfatherism. Yes, Tinubu built people, but he also built dependence. A structure where loyalty often trumps merit and where political alliance becomes a currency stronger than competence. We've seen it across states, the rise of anointed candidates, the fall of independent voices, the quiet silencing of dissent. That is not democracy. That is feudal politics in designer suits. When one man holds the keys to political destiny, democracy becomes a negotiation of favors, not a contest of ideas. And Nigerians must ask, are we being governed by leaders or by loyalty to a single Godfather's empire? The second bad lesson is the personalization of power. Tinubu's brilliance in political organization also created a culture where loyalty to him sometimes overshadows loyalty to the nation. We saw this in all the Progressive Congress, a party that sometimes seems held together not by ideology but by allegiance to its founders' influence. And then there is the question of transparency. Tinubu's wealth, background, sources of political funding have long been debated. Not because Nigerians hate success, but because accountability is the foundation of trust. When the lines between public service and personal interests blur, citizens lose faith in governance. That's a lesson we must learn fast. And now that Tinubu is president, the stakes are higher. Nigeria's economic struggle, inflation bites, subsidy removal pains the poor, dollar rates climb like smoke. And many are asking, was this the price of political genius or the consequences of power built without empathy? Tinubu's legacy, if it must endure, must evolve beyond strategy into sincerity. Because what Nigeria needs today is not just political architects, but moral reformers. So, what do we take away from all this? Tinubu's political style teaches us that strategy matters, but it also warns us that strategy without soul can destroy nations. It reminds us that building a loyal team is good, but building independent thinkers is better. That power can inspire, but it can also corrupt. Nigeria must learn to separate administration from imitation. We can respect Tinubu's mastery of politics without repeating the mistakes that come with unchecked influence. Because if Nigeria's democracy must grow, it cannot remain a chessboard controlled by one player. It must become an open arena where ideas, not godfathers, determine who leads. So, here is the truth, fellow Nigerians. Tinubu's journey is not just a reflection of him. It is a mirror of us, of how we reward power over principle, how we celebrate winners more than wisdom, and how we forget that the people, not the politicians, are supposed to hold the power. Maybe the final lesson is this: that leadership is not about outsmarting everyone else. It is about uplifting everyone else. Nigeria can still rise, but only if we arise and shine. I believe in Nigeria, not because it is perfect, but because it is ours. We've been disappointed, yes, but we will not be defeated. Belief without action is noise. So, Nigeria, do you really believe? You've been listening to Herald News on DSG Radio. Leading the news, shaping tomorrow. If this commentary moved you, share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to DSG Herald News on our YouTube channel. And also follow us on social media. Thank you. Till we'll see you again.